Morning, everyone. My name is Simon Berry. I'm the Digital Solutions Manager for City and Guilds. I cover the South England, Wales and Scotland areas. My Twitter account is at SimonBerry16. So I'm just here today to talk you through our couple of different digital solutions that we offer, packages that we offer, including Smartscreen, Learning Assistance and ePortfolio, and how we can hold the resources through Smartscreen. And then also have a look about the EPA preparation tool as well. So just obviously I've got a PowerPoint presentation which I'll follow through. I will also then dip into the actual packages and show you a bit of that as well. If you would like a more in-depth demo, a more one-to-one demo on each one of the packages separately, I can equally come in and do that. I think today was a bit of a kind of just let you know what the systems do. So a bit of background about us. So City and Guilds, we're kind of at the forefront of digital at the moment. So what does digital learning do for some from City and Guilds? Well, it improves student engagement and motivation, helps engage content and gamification-based programs, helps students gain their knowledge for assessment. It also allows students to progress at their own pace. They got access to it at all times. So if they're a good learner and they want to complete more things, they can, but equally they can go more steady pace as well. We can customize the learning by level and technique by embedding blended learning at its core. Trackable and instant forms of feedback and data, generating profiles that will drive customized learning for individuals, so their ILPs and things. So basically, everyone gets access to that. All your assessors, your IQAs, all get access to it. Your coaches, learner coaches, as we call them now. So also learners can choose what they learn. They're owning, co-owning how to demonstrate the learning, becoming central to their program and study. So these are kind of the reasons why that we think you should choose digital learning from City and Guilds. Okay, so just having a look about all the different things we got to offer. So we've got a couple of digital learning, online learning methods, which adult social care e-learning. We got eTaqua, Maths and English e-toolkit, automotive e-learning, scientific principles, hospitality and catering e-learning, and some beauty e-learning as well. Okay, but what materials have we got? So we got some ebooks and some bookstore stuff as well, but we've also got Smartscreen. So what's Smartscreen? So it's a learning support website. It supports over 150 qualifications, over 20 different industries. So I'm going to just have a little look at our Smartscreen now, and I'll come back to my presentation. So I'm just logging into the Smartscreen. Now, on this login, I've got access to every single industry every single industry. Over 20 industries we got. Was more than that now. I think it's more like 25, 30 now over the different. Embedded in each of these, we've got then some various materials. So I'm just going to have a look at the customer service, because that's the one that then I'll show you within the learning assistant as well. So if I just show you the customer service things. Now, I know that obviously new standards are coming out, and as new standards are coming out, we're obviously building additional resources all the time. So this is constantly being updated. So if I go into the customer service part, you've got some of the old qualifications in here, so your 4417s and your 4422s and stuff, but also we've got the new standards customer service in here as well. So as I said, as we're bringing out new qualifications, we're also, as the new standards coming out, we're building the resources for them. For every new standard that hasn't got a qualification related to it, we will build what we call apprenticeship training manual. So the apprentice can work through a training manual which should prepare them for their endpoint assessment. So we've kind of done all the work. So if I click into an apprenticeship training manual, okay, very simply, you click on the training manual. What you then got is you've got a Maths and English grid, okay, which then can take you to your toolkits, your functional skills, and things like that. We've then got an introduction. So what is the manual, how it works, and just a bit of a document around it. But then what have we got is the actual tasks. So altogether there is 15 tasks. Okay, you can also have it as a complete one, or you can have them individually. So if I just click into task 1, okay, and then open up task 1. For the load. So what these are writable PDFs. Okay, so just still waiting for it to load. So obviously it says you can obviously save data into this. So first one is task 1, induction part 1, understanding organizational type. So it's a bit of obviously blur around. I'm not going to sit here and read all the blurb around it. So I'll just go to page 2. Okay, so then this gives you the key terms and the different sectors, core values and stuff. Then obviously how it relates to standards, what knowledge, skills and behaviours it suits. Then kind of suitable evidence that can be used, how to get to distinction. Then what we've got is all the activities. So it's preparatory activities, explain one key similarity and one key difference between public and private sector businesses. So then what they can do then is obviously right into these then. Okay, so I'd have to save the document, so obviously you can see now I'm just typing into it and it's just going in. We can do that and you can work through the document and working through all the different tasks, and this workbook then can be obviously saved and then marked by the coach or the tutor or however, in whichever you're calling your previously assessors, I suppose. So we work through these tasks. That's task 1. For the customer service, we've built all these tasks. So everything's being built in for you. So basically, if they work through all the tasks, that's what we think that will prepare them for endpoint assessment. Obviously, you can get them doing additional tasks, but what we allow you to do is that obviously you can download these. Obviously, there is a cost to having Smartscreen, which Yolanda will speak about. But all these tasks are built into the system automatically. I won't save it because it's there. And again, everything is then about personal development plan, creating a professional image. So what we've done for the new standards, without the qualification, we have built in all these tasks, which will get the learner to, and obviously you can download all these. You can download them singly. You can then download them as a complete one as well. So it's a zip, and you just download the zip attachment. So they're all writable. What we do also enable that you can use these training manuals into other e-portfolios. So you could give them the PDFs or the writable PDFs, and then you could get them built into other e-portfolios if that's what you wanted to do. Obviously, we've already done that work for you, but in our e-portfolio, but obviously you can do that as well. So that's all built in there for you. Just go back. So that's with anything with the new standards. Obviously, anything with a qualification. So if I just go into the diploma, what we've got is obviously the actual old standards. So if anything's got a qualification, for example, we've got all the units broken down, and then within each unit, then we've got an introduction, which gives you all about the unit, what they should do. We give you all schemes of work, obviously tutor only. We can then give you lesson plans, okay, to obviously work through lesson plans. Obviously the PowerPoints then as well, to obviously deliver, and then worksheets for them to actually carry out the work as well. So in amongst obviously anything with a qualification, we provide all the resources for every single unit. Okay, so and then obviously we can go to unit 202, for example, and the same resources will be in place. So if you purchase customer service Smartscreen option, you would get access to, not only would you get access to the apprenticeship traineeship manual with all the tasks, you can also have a look at all the lesson plans, scheme of works, PowerPoints, worksheets that we've got for all the old units as well. So obviously we provide all that kind of material which you can download, you can use them. You pay a cost, a license cost, which I'm sure Yolanda will talk about, and then you get access to all these resources. So gets you able to get going straight away in a sense. So that's kind of just the customer service one, but we have obviously got a lot of different standards already written. So beauty theory, Brickley, I'm not going to go through them all, but Yolanda should have a copy of whatever we got. If not, I can get an email out to you with all the available ones and when the next ones are coming out as well. Okay, so that's kind of Smartscreen. I'll come back to Smartscreen in a bit to show the EPA preparation tool, but Smartscreen is where all your resources, your worksheets, your tabs, but for anything that's new standards that hasn't got a qualification, we build an apprenticeship training manual, which is all task-based stuff, which the learner can work through writable PDFs. Obviously, if you've got some companies that want additional stuff, you can obviously tag that additional stuff into it as well. Okay. So that's obviously your learning materials. So what platforms have we got? So as well as obviously learning materials, we've got platforms as well. So we've got something called Skill Zone, which is a fairly newish platform, and it basically talks around employability, so helping build a CV, building confidence interview techniques and things like this. We've also got eFunctional Skills, which is all your initial assessments, so carry out initial assessments and your diagnostics and things, pretty much like an equivalent to BKSB, probably quite good at BKSB. So we've got our own called HODA, and it's the eFunctional Skills. The only thing I'll say is that it does focus on City and Guilds functional skills, so it does prepare you for the City and Guilds functional skills exams. So rather than maybe BKSB that does the whole, maybe looks at just English and Maths in general. Okay, we've then got Learn Assistant. So Learn Assistant is our e-portfolio. So with our e-portfolio, what does that give you? So, our digital learning resources are built by experts to ensure learners and tutors receive the content they need for achievement. Learner tracking and reporting, our platform provides analytics on learner performance and progress. We do have a digital consultancy as well. We can go one step further and have a digital consultancy offer. Implementation, so any of these platforms, we can work with you to put them into your company, so training, support and things like this. We can also help embed all that your digital resources. So just looking a bit about Learn Assistant. So Learn Assistant is our e-portfolio system. So what does Learn Assistant do? So Learn Assistant maximizes productivity, learners complete programs faster. We can design it around you, so it can be branded with your company logo. Okay, standardized delivery by uploading resources, no bulky paperwork. Promote technology, access via multiple devices. So we have got an app out there, so learners can do their work through an app. Currently only available for Android and Apple, not for Windows, but Android and Apple, you're able to download the app and carry the work through there. Increases their engagement, increases profitability, reduces travel costs, no lost work, but disaster recovery capability as well. Okay, we do have a connection called LA Connect, which basically links our registration system with our e-portfolio. So when you when you enroll a learner through our system, you can then get it set so it just automatically enrolls through WaterGuardian as well. So that just again saves time, saves any additional. If there's any evolved booking tests, they can hold them automatically as well. Okay, so just have a little look at our e-portfolio. So I've just logged in as an assessor, and I will go in and show you some other capabilities as well about what the system can do. But basically, this Learn Assistant, I'm logged in as an assessor. So obviously, I'm not going to cover everything, but obviously, we've got some menus. We've got an avatar, top left-hand corner. This gives me my active caseload. This kind of change my image if I want to, password, notifications. So when a learner completes a task, it will notify me to my email address to say that go and check that task, for example. Okay. We've got other things like appointments, calendars, forums where we can collaborate, share best practice. There's a PDR section as well where we can store our occupational competencies. So showing how we're keeping up to date with things. But the homepage of an assessor, what they've got is awaiting review. So anything in there is learners completed something, sent it, completed something, uploaded something, and it's awaiting for me to go and have a look at it. So that's my current outstanding list. I've got any referrals there. I know it's not that applicable for standards, but if you still get your IQAs checking your work, then referrals, and then overdue work. So if I set a learner some deadlines and they don't complete it, it will come up in there as well. Okay. So I'm just going to have a little look at a learner. And I'm going to specifically look at the Customer Service Practitioner Apprenticeship Training Manual. Now, as I showed you on Smartscreen, the Apprenticeship Training Manual was built into here and you could do writable PDFs, which is great. And again, it's a lot of paper and stuff. But what we've done is we've actually built this into the system. So I've just created a learner on here. If I click on the Customer Service Apprenticeship Training Manual course. So this is the learner. So John Evans is on this course. He's on the Apprenticeship Training Manual. These are the start dates, end dates and things, who the assessor is, who the verifier is. Now what you've got is all the tasks already built in. So we've already built all these in as tasks. So we've first of all got some reflective practices. Okay, so they're just standard stuff. But if you remember the tasks, understanding and organizational types. So what I can do is, what happens is we have all these tasks locked. Then what you can do is you can unlock them one at a time. So it can be very daunting for the learner to have 12, 15 tasks all in front of him. So what we do is we lock them so the learner can't see them. So when I click release, then it becomes available in the learner's view. So they can then see it. What they would then do is click into the task. Okay, and it gives you all the blur that we had at the beginning of that PDF document. Okay, we've also got the policies and intro as well. But what we've done here is in the recording form, as an interactive form, we have built in click open form. Excuse me. So this actually is opening up an interactive form within the system. So all the stuff you've seen in that PDF, explain one key similarity. So the learner would complete through this. It tells you a bit of information on the side. So they work through it. And then what happens then is they can work through all this. If they can save it for later, or they can save and submit. If they save and submit it, then it goes off to the assessor then to check. So I'll click save and submit. What the system then does is churn all them answers out and puts them into the system as a PDF document. So then the assessor would log in and click accept or return. So return would be giving them feedback to say, you need to maybe expand on these answers, please look at something else, or you accept it and say, yeah, this task is good, like it, and then that can be that. Okay, so we've built all the tasks in as interactive forms. The learner hasn't got to go and complete them elsewhere, hasn't got to go and upload them separately. They're all built into the system. They can access them via phone, via laptop, and they're all built in. Access 24/7. Okay, but just to add the extras, there is an evidence folder then for that learner. Just waiting for the system to kick in. And then you can see that recording form has been put in my evidence folder. But what you can do, what I've just given the ability to do, is if someone completes a task and they you think that's a really good task, could be really good use for their EPA, you can showcase it and then lock it down. Work through the portfolio, and at the end of the portfolio, we have a download showcase button, which downloads all your showcase marked evidence, which you could then use to upload to the EPA portal if that's what's needed for that actual EPA. Okay, so that gives you that ability. We do have a registration tab as well, which gives all the details of the learner. We do have a contact diary as well, which when anything you do in the system gets recorded in here. So a bit like your learner journey tracking, how many times you've seen the learner and how many times it's been checked, you give feedback, etc., etc. Okay, what we've also got, which is not quite on here, but I'm sure it's on another learner. So coming up, what everyone's looking at is the ability to record off the job training. So what we've got a facility to turn our metrics tab on or off. So it was actually turned off for that customer service one. But if I click into the business administration one, what it'll show you is metrics tab and where you can record on the job and off the job training. So attending courses, off the job, preparing meals, etc., etc. And you record all these individually, and it then gives you a cumulative total of how many hours you've been recorded for. Okay, so that can be recorded in there as well. I know that's quite a big concern for some people, the off-the-job training stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to log out as the assessor and log in. as a super user. So I'm logged in as a super user. Super user is kind of the setup of the ePortfolio. Again, as I said earlier, if you want a more detailed demo, I can provide that as well. But basically, this is a setup. So in here, you can add staff, and this is where you can add your learners and add companies, give companies access, so companies can log in and have a look at their learners. Okay, we have a courses menu as well, where so that apprenticeship training manual that we've built into the system for you, you can change. Okay, so you can go in here and you can amend the questions, you can change them around, you can pretty much do anything you want with the system. Okay, but what we also provide you is with the reporting functionality. So the reporting functionality gives you access to run reports on progress of learners, off-job training, anything you kind of really need. So how many active learners, how many inactive, how many completed, how many overdue submissions, so how many times assessors are marking it. We've then got progress reports we can run for learners and trainers and stuff, but these can all be set up as templates as well. So basically what you can do is set up a learner report, and that can then email you on a monthly basis, that report as an Excel file, as a PDF file, as whatever you want. And again, I can go into more detail about them reporting if that's something you want to have a little look at, the ePortfolio. But basically, the learner system was just to give you a bit of an idea of how we can then hold all the resources through Smartscreen and whatnot. Okay. So just pushing back into Smartscreen, I know it's quite a lot of information today, and as I said, we can do this separately again if you want. But in Smartscreen, what you also do get is access to the EPA preparation tool. Okay, so I'm just going to go to the endpoint assessment preparation. Okay, so I would just go to. So I would just go to here. Then what is obviously each one is different to the particular standard. So so they are specific to standard. We haven't got like a standard EPA tool. It is specific to the standard. So what I'll do is I'll go to customer service, because that's the one that we've been working on, I suppose. So I click on customer service and then click on the customer service practitioner. So this is attached to the Smartscreen. Click on my content. Click on my content. It tells me how many attempts am I allowed, obviously unlimited for me, how many attempts we've made, and then it gives me a report in the grading and stuff. So what the EPA preparation tool is what we found, we've done quite a few of EPAs, and we've got quite a high success rate, if I'm honest. But what we found is that why people have failed is not necessarily because they don't know the knowledge, it's because they're not prepared in the right way. E.g., they don't know how to prepare for, they don't know how to prepare, they don't know what to do in a discussion, etc. So this is what this is for. It's the softer skills. Okay, so what you get is a bit of a chat from a magpie. So it tells you a little bit about the system. I get it, and it tells you can update your information. I see the dots. So you just confirm that you do everything as you go. Okay, good. Okay, so then what you get then is there is a self scan you do first of all. So there's a set of like 8 questions, and it says to you how confident you doing this, confident, not confident, etc., etc. And you answer your questions based on the questions that you've answered. It then comes up with a kind of plan of what you should be looking at. So it gives you the recommendations. So professionalism, how to use appropriate language, professional communication, definition examples, the importance of being punctual in the workplace, then using positive language again. Then we've got communication, top tips for Skype interviews, stress management, and so forth. Okay, there is a little heart by here as well. There's a little heart again, like there, and then if I click on that heart, that adds it to my favorites at the top here. Okay, so I can each go back. But then what I do then is I can click into any of the tiles. They're all based around tiles. And then what this one does is tell me about appropriate language. I can click launch, and basically it gives me that resource on the website. some are text, some are video resources. There's a multitude of different kind of resources, so you can work through, and it just gives you the help and the need. And what we found is that a lot of people have said this has been really useful because it's given them the softer skills, which obviously people don't always know what the softer skills are. Okay, so you can go back to your dashboard, but what I will just say is each route is specific. So if it's this customer service, I know they do professional discussion stuff, so there will be professional discussion resources. If for another standard they don't do professional discussion, then there will be no professional discussion resources. It will be aimed at a presentation or whatever else they do. So everything that all the resources are built around the standards. Now we do update the resources quite regularly, so they are updated quite constantly, and all the resources are checked and quality checked by our team as well. Okay, so how do you get this? So this comes as standard with the registration. So when you make a registration, so if you were doing customer service, you'd make a registration to a customer service, you would then get access to the EPA tool. So it's a free bit of software, but it's attached to the registration for EPA. So if you register someone for EPA, then you'll get this tool as the next tool. And then obviously you can get reporting on it as well about every time people are logged in and how often they're using it and so forth. Okay, so that's kind of wrapping that up. So obviously, just a bit of a recap. Smartscreen is where all the resources are held, and you can download them resources and use them manually if you like. We've got Learning System, which is the e-portfolio, and that is where you can track learners' progress, and obviously keep all the resources in and things like that. You can build your own resources in. You can tailor things to how you want it. And then we've got obviously the EPA tool, which is free with the registration, and that will prepare them for the exam if that's what they need. Okay then. So I'm available on the phone if anybody wanted to ask me any questions. Equally, if you would like a more specific demo on one of the packages, then I can do that as well. Equally, I did say to Yolanda, if you want me to come down face to face, I can obviously come down and do that. Okay then. Thanks very much. And any questions, please let me know. Thank you.